Hey, we are the Lab Doctors. I'm Amanda.
I'm Dorothy.
And I'm Zhao Yong.
We are biomedical researchers who realized we still have a lot to learn about science.
So why not join us on this quest?
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Lab Doctors podcast. So this week we're going to be talking about
motivation to exercise.
Oh,
I realized I thought a lot about motivation because that's something that I struggle with, I guess.
wow.
Nice, let's go.
So I wanted to discuss this topic because I find it, again, very hard to motivate myself to exercise. I really don't enjoy exerting myself physically in any way. If I can, get my hit of dopamine, which I will explain what dopamine is later, but if I can get my hit of dopamine with the least amount of movement, I would rather do that lah.
I thought there was a reason. Like you had a theory.
Oh yeah, I did, but I don't know how true that theory is also.
What theory?
You can run it by Dorothy and we can cut this all
Yeah,
out.
we can cut it out. No, so for me, because I'm thalassememic, right, like minor.
Oh, same.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but whenever I
so his
exercise, it's
theory.
like I keep needing to breathe very deep.
I'll yawn after I run.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah, but apparently other people don't yawn after they run.
I also do that, but that's when, let's say I didn't sleep well the night before, then I will yawn. Yeah,
That's very
then when I run.
specific.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I noticed. Okay, but either way, even when I exercise, I feel like I always adjust the amount of effort that I put in so that I'm actually not ever putting in my full effort and giving maximum effort to exercise. Because I hate that feeling of fatigue that comes after. Yeah.
Usually after exercise, Amanda and Zhao Yong are on the floor. Oh wait, no, I am too.
Yeah, I was like, and you are jumping around.
But y'all seem more tired,
Yeah, because I go all out.
I mean, I try to.
I
But
can't move anymore.
I try to, but I don't like it. But
In
I
my
feel
defense,
like
I
it's
did
the
go
most
for a
efficient.
run once after the workout to
Oh my
test the runner's
goodness.
high theory. So
Oh, right. Anyway.
So I don't know how common the way I feel about exercise is.
I don't know. I feel like there's no in between. There are the people who love exercise,
Yeah.
It's like their life and
Yeah.
they exercise 5 to 6 times a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's us.
Everybody else who needs to be exercising for the sake of our health.
Yeah. So like what Amanda said, I was very curious about all these people that are
Crazy
they
about
want to keep exercising. They want to push themselves every time they exercise. I remember when I was in BMT, basic military training, there were people who just keep pushing themselves to the maximum and then they puke and stuff. And I'm like, why?
Oh, okay, no.
Yeah.
That's not good.
But they feel good, they feel good about it. So I'm like, after all your teeth corrode, then come and talk to me. But but yeah, so I don't understand that, which led me to this study by Dr. Vikram Kip, an associate professor in the Department of Biomedical Engineering at the Johns Hopkins University of Medicine. And he's also a research scientist at the Kennedy Krieger Institute, where they found that this could be related to a neurochemical dopamine. So what is dopamine?
The happy hormone.
Yeah.
Link to reward, is it?
Yeah. So it is a chemical in the brain that helps transmit signals from nerve cells and is more often associated with feelings of pleasure, motivation, learning, and reward. So when dopamine is released in the brain, it can help us feel good and encourage. It can make us feel good and encourage us to repeat behaviors that lead to this feeling. So once you do something and it feels nice, then you keep wanting to do it because that's the neurochemical pathway that is built, which is why people are saying social media does that, and that's why you keep wanting to get likes and stuff.
Oh, is it?
Maybe we can do it another episode on this, but yeah. I mean, to me, it's the same as exercise. But even then, I don't really feel that great after I exercise. I wouldn't want to do it again tomorrow, probably.
Might be.
I mean, so at this point, I want to disclaim, because we're talking about neurochemicals, it is important to recognize that the effects are highly individual dependent. Neurobiology is also highly complex, so it's important to note that these are the results observed under the parameters of this particular study. So, the study involved recruiting 10 males and 9 female volunteers diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. So it's just 19. And I'm is that?
Why must they recruit people with Parkinson's?
So why Parkinson's patients? Broadly speaking, for individuals with Parkinson's disease, dopamine production in the brain gradually drops as the disease progresses. So that's why generally they are prescribed with synthetic dopamine to supplement the loss of dopamine that's produced by the body. So the participants were asked to perform a physical task, basically squeezing a hand grip with a sensor on 2 different days within 4 weeks of each other. On one day, the patients were asked to take their regular synthetic dopamine medication, and on the other day, they were asked to take their medication for at least 12 hours before performing the task. So that means they can only take it 12 hours before, then within the time frame where they're going to perform the task, within that 12 hours, they can't take their dopamine. So basically, it is a scenario of where there is sufficient dopamine levels versus a situation where there is a lacking of dopamine. So what do y'all think the relationship between dopamine levels and perceived effort is?
Perceived effort.
That means how much effort you think you put into doing a physical task.
All I can think of is every time we do like Nike training club or the Nike run club, you finish it and then they ask you, how do you feel after the workout?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, let's say you physically actually like gave an effort of 10, but then your perceived effort, like maybe you are feeling good that day or you're feeling like energized, then you think you have only given like effort of 8.
But objectively, you've given 10.
Yeah. So what is measured on the sensor is 10, but you think you only put 8. So that's the perceived effort.
Or that day you're super tired and you put 10, but then you're like, oh, damn, this is so difficult.
Yeah.
I put like 12.
Something like that. Yes.
But objectively, it's 10.
It's a 10. Yeah.
So the sensor measure how much you squeeze?
Yeah. The amount of force.
Oh,
I think lacking dopamine would lead to increased perceived effort.
yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. So the researchers found that when the patients had taken their medication, their self-assessments of effort expended were more accurate than when they hadn't taken the drug.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Closer to the reading that's generated by the machine.
Additionally, the patients were given a choice between taking a high chance on performing either low or high level effort activity, and those that had taken their medication were more willing to take
The high.
the high amount of effort than those that did not.
Yeah.
So-
So it's twofold, right? So if I take my dopamine, I'm more likely to accurately assess
How much effort?
Yeah, how much effort. And I'm also more willing, or in this case, I guess, motivated to do more.
Yeah, to do
Something more difficult.
challenging task. Yeah.
Okay.
So this suggests that dopamine level is a critical factor in accurately assessing how much effort a physical task requires. So generally, that's the end of the episode.
I think it makes sense because like if I'm feeling sad or tired, then it just makes everything feel so difficult.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know?
Yeah.
It's like actually like a lot of the tasks that I have to do are not that difficult. But if I'm not in a good state of mind, everything feels like Mount Everest, you know?
Yeah.
And that makes so much sense. But I just don't know how it would translate to a normal population.
Yeah, because they are like Parkinson's patients. So
Yeah, not
it's not really a one-to-one.
I think if I were to take dopamine, it would affect like the neurochemical signaling in my brain, and it might like affect all the feedback loops that usually occur.
Exactly.
I mean, okay, this is like my conjecture. It may affect my dopamine production without the drug.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
been shown to be true, I
Yeah.
think. So what does this mean? Are low motivated people forever going to be low motivated because we don't produce as much dopamine? It is important to recognize that exercise has been associated with dopamine release in the brain. Do you see where I'm going with this?
I thought you said it was the end of the episode.
And this dopamine release occurs particularly in the reward centers of the brain.
Where is the reward center? Where are they collecting points?
I don't know. I kind of just want to like open my brain, put a chip that would just release dopamine at that part, like at intervals.
And it will affect
And then
your
I'll feel good all the time.
neurochemistry. And then you'll be like reliant on it.
Some studies have also suggested that regular exercise can increase dopamine receptor density in the brain, which may make the brain more sensitive to dopamine and contribute to the mood enhancing effects of exercise. But that's it. The relationship between exercise and dopamine release is still very complex and can vary on factors such as intensity of exercise, duration of exercise, and also individual differences in neurochemistry.
Yeah.
So, I mean, ultimately, there's a pattern to be like, oh, if you exercise, the more you exercise, the more you feel like you want to exercise and the more reward you'll get from exercising.
That explains it.
That also means that I need to start exercising to feel like I want to exercise, to continue to want to exercise. Just feels
But I've never felt like I ever want to exercise like continuously.
Really?
Even the period of time where we exercise a lot, like there was this period of time where we exercise 2 or 3 times
I think it was like 3. It was
a week.
Yeah.
It was always like, there would be like once a week where someone would be like,
I don't feel like it today.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, okay, great.
oh, I was going to say the other one. Like everyone would be like, no, you have to exercise.
Was it? Was that the...
I don't remember. I don't think we really cancelled it too many times.
That was when you were still with us.
Oh.
I think when you left, our motivation dropped a lot.
I think because the number just like dropped also.
Yeah.
Now it's like...
We had 5, now we have
Now we have 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like when there's only 2 people, one person saying like, I don't want to exercise is 50% of the, versus like 20% if there's 5.
Yeah, but even during that time, I've never been like, I want to exercise tomorrow. It's never been that. It'll always be like, today is exercise day. I brought my clothes. That's the only reason I will exercise.
And then Amanda would text the night before. It's like, remember to bring your clothes. And you'll be like,
Well,
I feel like that was one of the peak periods of my exercise days.
I'm not even a gym junkie. Okay, you're making it sound as if I'm one of those people. I'm also like,
no, but you get runner's high.
I do.
That's, I think, the closest I feel.
I mean, I think the most
I do feel good after I exercise.
Oh, I don't.
The most active, sorry.
Oh, sorry. The most active I've been was...
Army.
Yeah, Army BMT. That was when I was like really motivated to run every day. And then like...
Yeah,
motivated?
Yeah, I was
it's not because of
motivated.
the regime.
No. It's like, so we train in the day already, then at night I will still want to go and run.
It's the dopamine, right?
I don't
So
know.
like once you're in it and then you start getting the dopamine hits, that's what you're saying. That's what you're trying to tell
Not
us,
really.
right?
There was also an extrinsic goal. It's like, I want to do better for like the physical tests, you know? So
Yeah.
it's like, if you study to get better at exams, then you run to get better at physical tests. Like.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Like in terms of exercising continuously to reach a certain goal, for example, we're like, oh, we want to lose weight or we want to just become healthier, that kind of thing. But it has never been sustained.
It's same. It's like bursts of like wanting to be healthy, and then after that, I'm like stress comes, and I'm like I don't feel like doing anything anymore.
I feel like universities should have PE lessons.
Okay.
They're all going downhill when we hit university.
Well, not everyone.
Oh, okay, not everyone, yes.
I guess the assumption is that like by the time you hit university, you should be mature enough to know that you need to take care of your health.
Yeah,
or
but
like
I'm
when
not.
you hit the working adult world. But I feel like general trends towards obesity kind of refutes that. It's like obvious that like people don't really want to exert themselves if they don't have to.
Yeah.
So, or maybe we just need to like make 4-day work weeks a thing. Then people will feel like they have more time to exercise.
I don't think so.
I mean, yes, make 4-day work weeks a thing, regardless of any other benefits, but I don't think exercise would be
I'm just thinking about all my friends now that I knew from earlier in my life, and there's no in between. There's the people who are obsessed with exercise. If they don't exercise like 2 days consecutively, they're like, oh my god, like my life is gonna end kind of feels.
And that's the dopamine lull.
Is
because
it?
you don't exercise,
Or
there
is it
isn't that release.
obsession?
Yeah, but
That's the thing that I'm scared of also, that it becomes an addiction. But I think the key difference is that you don't withdraw from society. It's like not for you to escape, but it's for you to explore.
self-expansion.
Yes, expand. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the other group are just like, no, we have no time to exercise. And I'm like, oh, well, you need to like make time. Then
Even
like,
if I have time.
You don't know what it's like. And I'm like,
Yeah, you don't know what it's like. I mean,
Even if I have time, I'd rather watch TV.
like I honestly think if I threw away all my gaming consoles and maybe my computer,
six-pack here we
maybe
go.
my phone, then like, and my Kindle. You see, that's the list of priorities.
For exercise. Wow, even Kindle.
Yeah, like it's like I would rather read. Yeah, so
It helps to have people around you who
It
love
does.
exercise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it just feels like sadly I don't have people that love to exercise around me.
No, I don't think you need people who love to exercise. You need accountability partners.
Even then,
Is this you saying that you exercise with us? I don't know what's happening here.
No, as in like, so last time, why we would keep it to 2-3 times a week is because there's accountability
Yeah, there
partners.
is.
Like we motivate each other. But if not, look, I'm not even exercising now.
I used to do that with some friends. It's like a pact then like within the next 6 months, you need to run at least 3 times a week. And then you need to send your like either your recording of like the run from your phone, or like if you run on a treadmill, then you need to like send a picture of the stats at the end to show that, oh yeah, I've done it. And then at the end of it, the people who miss the most number of times will have to treat everyone else. But we never did it. Like we never tracked anyone, treated anyone else.
Yeah, that's when all accountability partners fail.
But it worked. Like for the 6 months, I feel like, not 6 months, sorry, 3 months. It was during summer break. So for that 3 months, like I was really doing it.
Also, you did it. All of you did it, but nobody accounted for it.
Yeah, because it's like, I felt bad to force people to treat me. So like maybe the motivation or the disincentive or incentive needs to be more ethical. But like,
So we don't have a solution
so I guess the solution is to exercise, but like
start exercising.
Yeah, you need to get over that hump of like motivating yourself to exercise, kick into a habit. A lot of people actually say like social media is also, like a good way to keep yourself accountable. Assuming that you don't have accountability partners, then you say like, okay, post a 30-day challenge of you running, and you need to post an update every single day about your run. Then you will feel more accountable to do it also. But the issue is, I hate social media, so this wouldn't work for me.
It works for some people.
Works for some people.
Yeah.
So I guess you can give that a try if you feel like motivation is something that you need.
I should buy new shoes. Buy an indoor pair of shoes so that I can exercise at home.
Yeah, if it will help.
I'm not sure if it'll help, but it's an excuse for now.
And as usual, subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Spotify. A like and a comment would really help us out.
You can also follow us on our social media, Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook, and feel free to DM us any questions.
Alternatively, you can email us at thelabdoctors@gmail.com. We'll post the links in the episode description so you can check that out if you're interested. Thank you.
Bye.